Now it's time to see who has the heart.
If you put your effort and concentration into playing to your potential, to be the best that you can be, I don't care what the scoreboard says at the end of the game, in my book, we're going to be winners.
This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
Okay, people, 10 a.m. Santa's coming to town. Santa here? Santa's coming.
Welcome to the Best of Tailgate Talk, where we go back into the archives and hear some of our special guests you may have missed the first time around. We'll be back with the Best of Tailgate Talk after this. Come see all your friends at Applebee's in Athens. 12 minutes guaranteed or it's free Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. 7 items to choose from. Can't make it for lunch? Visit them for happy hour, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. or late night. Half-price appetizers with beverage purchase, 6 appetizers to choose from. Call 233-4430 or order online at Applebee's.com and pick your meal up with Carside to go. Applebee's Neighborhood Grill, Highway 72 in Athens, just off I-65. Eating good in the neighborhood. Real estate, real easy. That's the motto at Innovative Realty Solutions, and providing the highest quality real estate services is their mission. With sound real estate advice, the latest information, and a skilled analysis of the real estate market, Innovative Realty Solutions offers a better home buying and selling experience with a fair, ethical, and, yes, innovative process. Innovative Realty Solutions. Visit them on Facebook, online at innovativerealtysolutions.com, at 100 North Clinton Street in Athens, or call 230-5950. Innovative Realty Solutions. Real estate, real easy. When things go wrong, State Farm is here to help life go right. And Agent Michael Howell is the one who can help get things back on track. See Michael for your auto, home, life, health, property, and business insurance, and be ready for those unexpected twists that life throws at you. Ask about banking and annuities, too. Call State Farm Agent Michael Howell at 232-5400. Visit him online at michaelhowell.net or go see him at 903 South Clinton Street in Athens. State Farm Agent Michael Howell. There when things go wrong, here to help life go right. Smith's Heating and Cooling in Elkmont is your friendly local contractor, servicing most brands of equipment and proudly installing industry-leading Rheem systems. Whether it's an air conditioner, gas furnace, heat pump, or indoor air quality system, Smith's Heating and Cooling prides themselves on their exceptional installation and 24/7 customer service after the fact. They offer financing too. Call 777-5450 today to schedule an appointment or a free no-obligation consultation. Smith's Heating and Cooling. Call 777-5450. Visit them on Facebook or online at smithsheatingandcoolingllc.com. At Hendricks Power Washing and Striping, your property is their priority. Power washing, striping, seal coating, crack filling, and asphalt maintenance, rain or shine, day or night. Call Colby for a free quote at 256-763-1740. Visit their Facebook page and see what they've done for other satisfied customers. Give your home or business that brand spanking new look, courtesy of Hendricks Power Washing and Striping. Licensed and insured. Call 256-763-1740. Hendricks Power Washing and Striping.
From day one, First National Bank has been built on a strong foundation of community first. First to lend a helping hand, first to help with community events and fundraisers, first to support local students, athletic programs, and civic organizations, first to support events like United Way, Relay for Life, and many more charitable events, and most importantly, working for our great community. Without you, there'd be no First National Bank. Making communities great together, that's what we strive for.
Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC. Welcome to the Best of Tailgate Talk, the first Christmas Day edition we've ever had. We'll also have a New Year's edition next week, so we hope you enjoy the flashing back we do for the next 2 shows. This time we go back and feature some fun visits from former NCAA basketball coach Sonny Smith, former NCAA football coach Tony Franklin, basketball columnist and analyst Peter Vecsey, and Killebrew, son of Major League Baseball Hall of Famer Harmon Killebrew. Before we do that, though, let's go ahead and say congratulations to our Applebee's Athlete of the Week, Bryn Wallace of Ardmore. She picks up an Applebee's gift card and a Tailgate Talk t-shirt. We've also got some Howl with a Havoc winners to announce as well. Justin Giroyer, Jennifer Parton, Stephen Cottingham, Jessica Roden, Don Muse, and Brianna Gibbons. Each one of them wins tickets to see the Huntsville Havoc in action this season. To enter nominations for the Athlete of the Week or enter your name for Howl with the Havoc tickets, go online to tailgatetalk.net. We'll be back with the best of Tailgate Talk after this. P4 Physical Therapy is a new outpatient provider offering community-based care with a unique partnership model that allows them to consistently deliver world-class outpatient care, emphasizing personalized hands-on treatment. Whether it's orthopedic, physical, geriatric, or manual therapy, sports or neuro rehab, telehealth, or most any type of muscle or joint pain, P4 Physical Therapy promises to treat you with integrity, compassion, faithfulness, and selflessness. Locations in Athens, Huntsville, and Winfield, Alabama, as well as Fayetteville and Knoxville, Tennessee. Look for them on Facebook or online at p4physicaltherapy.com. Daly & Son Car Care is Ardmore's only one-stop auto repair and tire shop. Whether it's major mechanic or brake work or routine maintenance like an oil change or lube job, Daly & Son Car Care has been satisfying customers all over with their fast and friendly service. They're also your headquarters for quality Cooper tires. Stop by and see Wayne, Nikki, or Dale at 25600 Main Street in Ardmore, Tennessee, or call them at 931-427-4651. They're on Facebook, too. Daly & Son Car Care, open Monday through Friday, 7:30 till 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till noon.
Hey guys, this is Joanna for CEI Bookstore and Truth Publications. Many of you are searching for Bible study materials for your Bible classes. Our best-selling Bible curriculum, Discovering God's Way, is a reliable tool for teaching students of all ages through the Bible in its entirety. We're sure you'll love this curriculum, and if you'd like to see other options of Bible classes, we'll be happy to help you select from our topical studies. So stop struggling with the search and come by and let us help you select reliable and meaningful study materials for your class today. CEI Bookstore and Truth Publications, taking his hand, helping each other home.
This is Bella LaFontaine with Crown Service Termite and Pest Control. We take care of all the basics. We take care of cockroaches, ants, wasps. As far as rodents go, most places they'll trap or poison, and that's the end of it. What we do is we're actually going to find the entry points, and we're going to take care of that for you. We do a lot of work with a lot of realtors here in town to bring houses to the closing table. So one of the big things about us is that we're not a sales company. We are a service provider. So we're not looking to meet a sales quota. We're looking to get a house ready to go to closing and get our customers taken care of. This is Bella LaFontaine, Crown Service Termite and Pest Control. We are located at 3413 6th Avenue in Huntsville, Alabama. Phone number is 256-701-7095.
Have yourself a Merry Wi-Fi Christmas with fiber-fast internet from Ardmore Telephone Company. Enjoy a broadband connection that can handle all the holiday hoopla and new gadgets from Santa Claus. Give the gift that doesn't require wrapping. Faster internet service. Sign up now. New internet customers get the first month free. Call ATC at 800-830-9946 before Jolly Old St. Nick and your guests arrive. Broadband speeds are based on best availability in your area.
Welcome back to the best of Tailgate Talk on 1080 WKAC.
Former Ardmore good gravy, Coach. I'm former Auburn coach. Sonny Smith.
Well, I've coached everywhere. I was just checking my resume to see if I was up there.
I wonder if there was one from Roan Mountain or something. Maybe an Ardmore up there. Who knows?
Yeah, Roan Mountain.
Coach, before we get into this, several years ago, you were at the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Race at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, and it rained all day long. You remember that day?
Yes, I do.
There were two guys.
Yeah, I love truck racing.
There were two guys there that hung around and pestered you all day, and one of them was this guy that you're talking to right now, Tom, and the other guy was my friend
He's
Kim.
smart. No.
And you took a picture with me and my son when good grief, when Rod was still alive down at the Vanderbilt Coliseum there. Back before Rod passed. So I just want to say thanks for coming to the show, and hopefully you remember me a little bit. And this is who you're talking to this morning.
Yeah, well, it brings more light to the surface. Yes, it does.
Absolutely. I bet you can still tell everybody who won that race.
Well, I cannot remember.
I cannot remember that one.
Hornaday was running, but I don't think he won.
I think Sprague won. Hornaday was
Sprague. I was a Jack Sprague man back in the day.
Yeah.
And never met him. You know, always in racing, I ended up picking these guys, and then I never met them. And some of them, after doing Race Fever at Talladega for so many years, I got to meet most of them. Some of them that I'd pull for, I didn't like after I met them.
That's funny how
but
that
I
is.
like most of them. But Jack Sprague was my favorite back in the old days.
Absolutely, and we all remember you on the Sonny and Wimp show.
Yeah,
I got to ask you one thing. This is funny, and I heard y'all talk about this. It said, you know, everybody buys a suit for a player sometime or another, but the biggest insult was when you bought the guy a suit and he wore the suit to accept a scholarship from another team.
Oh, to Alabama.
Yes, Alabama. Yes, sir.
I bought Booney Russell a suit, and he went to Alabama while I was fitting him for it.
Oh, wow. Coach, I've talked enough. I
don't know how much of that's true, you know, but we used to tell it all the time. I bought old Booney a suit, and he went to Alabama wearing it.
What's Coach Sonny Smith doing right now outside of color for Auburn's basketball program?
Well, I do a number of radio shows, not any of my own, but as guests, I do a bunch of those, and that I have fun doing that. And in fact, I did one this morning prior to you guys, and that's a lot of fun for me. And the speaking business that Wimp and I both do, and then some by ourselves, has gone by the wayside because of COVID. But pretty much, I'm instead of being a retard, I'm retired. So I got both things going for me now.
Coach, how do you think the state of the game is now, and back to when you and Wimp coached?
It's so different. It's so different. Recruiting is even so much different than it used to be. It's now. Back, I would say this, and you'd have to analyze it in a lot of different ways. But back in the day, it was a little bit of a coach's game. Now, today's game is a player game. Individual effort and movement and talent decides who's going to win anymore. The court is open. The dribble is the biggest part of the game. The three-point shot is as big or bigger. And the guy you recruit now for guys to get into the middle of the lane and can make a three. And you used to recruit guys who could make 2-point plays, 3-point plays, could post, and do a lot of different things. But now you can pretty much just zone in on a 3-point shooter now, or a guy that can get into the lane. Post playing is kind of a thing of the past. And you post everybody as opposed to posting up a post-up player. And it's a much different game. Takes more talent to play, in individual talent from a standpoint, dribble, pass, catch, and rebound. And it's a lot different. And I would imagine, and I see a few practices. I see a lot of practice actually. The coaching is different too. You coach the dribble, you coach the pass, you coach getting into the lane more so than anything else. The only time you run set plays is on when dead ball situation, on side out of bounds, under the basket out of bounds, and out of timeouts. And that's one of Bruce Pearl's strongest things is out of timeouts. He is really good. I always watch that closely to see what he's going to do the next time out, and he does it well. So the game has changed a lot. And I don't know where it's better or not, but it's a player's game. I will tell you that. It used to be more of a coach's game.
Yeah, I noticed that with Coach Pearl up at Tennessee. He was more of a player's coach. He run the offenses, and he wasn't near as restrictive on some of his players of shooting, taking the three.
Well, I go to his practices early and late. When he first got here, he'd go around to every player and say, you get a 3-point shot, you take it. And I was thinking, my goodness, some of them don't even know where the 3-point line is. and he built their confidence. Every guy he had could step out and take a shot, and it wouldn't bother him.
Yeah.
And, he's a master at instilling confidence in his players. And the three-point shot's taken over the game, and he's mastered it in a lot of ways. He really has.
Coach, your impressions of Nate Oates?
I think I'll put it this way. You go down through the coaches that you got in the state of Alabama. You can even go to UAB in South Alabama and Troy and a lot of others. I think the basketball coaching at both those schools that we're talking about right now, more so than any, is just at the top of the list. I think Nate Oates is terrific. I think he's got a good style of play for everybody to enjoy, and I just think that basketball in Alabama is, I tell you what, they're both good enough. If there's a real good player in Alabama, one of them's going to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Used to you had to watch out a little bit from going out of state. But they're going to control their recruiting areas. They're going to really coach them when they get them. So I think a lot of Nate Oates, I really do. And I've never met him, by the way. They say he's a terrific guy with him.
I bet he's looking forward to meeting you as much as you're looking forward to meeting him.
Well, I appreciate that, but I really am. I think he's doing a terrific job there. I used to say that there's 2 or 3 schools in the conference that could recruit themselves. And, I mean, the kid's going to consider Alabama regardless who the coach is and so that type of thing. And I think he's trying to get it back to that type of thing again. And Bruce Burrow is trying to do the same thing at Auburn.
Now, how long have you known Wimp?
Oh, my goodness. As assistant coach, I knew him well. We met on the road and exchanged stories, and we became good friends. Wimp was totally different as assistant coach than he was a head coach. A lot more serious as a head coach, and he certainly was. And he did a terrific job as a head coach there and at Little Rock.
Mm-hmm. So everybody's waiting on this story. What was it like coaching Charles Barkley?
And I say it more so now than I used to. I didn't know how to coach a superstar. I never had a superstar. And I didn't coach Charles Barkley the way, early in his career, the way he needed to be coached. He quit on me one time, and I learned how to coach him then by getting him back. And by realizing that you don't treat superstars the way you the rest of the players. The old-time coaching theory was get your players, treat them all the same, coach them up. Well, you don't do that anymore. You coach superstars totally different than you do other players. And I've readily admitted this a number of times. I'm not ashamed of it or anything because it's just the way things were done. You coach superstars different than you do other players. You guys know from playing and being around the old theory about treat them all the same,
mm-hmm.
So that they'll respect you and so they respect one another. That's not the way it's done, I don't think. And I needed to learn that earlier. So how to coach a superstar, I may write a book on that someday.
Coach, did you ever try to...
I didn't know how to do it when I was doing it.
Speaking
Charles
of...
Barkley and Bo Jackson at Auburn same time, fellas.
Yes, sir.
And I think Pat Dye knew how to coach Bo Jackson better than I knew how to coach Barkley. Not that I didn't work him hard, get him in shape, discipline him and all that stuff. It's just he needed to be treated different. And I never had, in my coaching career, I'd never had but one guy that's superstar, and I was assistant then.
I was wondering what...
I had some after that with Chuck Person and others,
yes.
But before that, I'd never had them.
I remember listening as a young fellow listening to the radio. I wasn't too young, high school, I guess. And everybody saying, "Have you heard about Charles Barkley?" So we'd crank out our old AM radio station alarm clock radios that was sitting by our bed to try to find the game somewhere. And Charles rebounding and driving the ball down the floor at his height and. It was just spectacular to listen to the guy and then catch a few games on television.
Sure. We should have given him the ball more. We should have made him more of first choice. But see, I had Chuck Person too.
Yeah.
And I had Chris Morris sitting back there coming in.
Yes, you did.
That was a pretty tough choice. You had to make sure you got all three of them shots. Frank Ford was on that same team, who was the best player in Florida when I got him. So, knowing how to coach the better player, it's not an easy thing. It's a hard thing, and you better buy into it because you got to have one of the better ones to win. You really do. If you remember back in the day at Barkley, you go around a league and you could name a Barkley type, not a Barkley type, but it's a Barkley talent type on 5 or 6 teams in the league. I don't know if you can do it today, maybe more so, but I don't test it that well like I did back then.
We'll be back with more of our Tailgate Talk conversation after this.
Limestone Drug, located on the square in downtown Athens, is your local Health Mart pharmacy. As your local Health Mart pharmacy, Limestone Drug is locally owned and has a personal commitment to the community. Limestone Drug honors prescription drug plans, including Medicare. They accept flex spending cards and fill prescriptions in minutes, not hours. Limestone Drug knows there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. So shop Limestone Drug at 200 West Market Street in Athens, your local Health Mart pharmacy. Limestone Drug, caring for you and about you.
At Hendricks Power Washing and Striping, your property is their priority. Power washing, striping, seal coating, crack filling, and asphalt maintenance, rain or shine, day or night. Call Colby for a free quote at 256-763-1740. Visit their Facebook page and see what they've done for other satisfied customers. Give your home or business that brand spanking new look, courtesy of Hendricks Power Washing and Striping. Licensed and insured, call 256-763-1740. Hendricks Power Washing and Striping.
Your roof is the first line of defense for your home. Do you have water stains on your ceiling, paint peeling off your walls, shingles missing? It's probably time for you to get your free roof inspection. Locally owned and operated, licensed, and insured, Yellowhammer Roofing is the Yellowhammer State Hometown Team. Yellowhammer Roofing. Let our family protect what's most important to you, your family. 256-232-1933 or online at yellowhammerroofing.com.
Accidents happen. It's a part of life. So next time a wreck is a part of your life, Sides Auto Body Repair is there to lend a hand. Since 1987, Sides Auto Body Repair has been guiding customers through the repair process with as little stress as possible, offering free estimates, a limited lifetime warranty on their work, as well as saving you the headache of handling the insurance paperwork. They're also ICAR Platinum certified and can boast over 60 years of combined experience. Call their Highway 72 West location at 230-6464 or Highway 72 East at 444-0729. Either way, call them first. Sides Auto Body Repair. If you're running out of space and a yard sale just isn't an option, Midpoint Storage and Buddy Box Storage gives you the choice. Midpoint Storage on Highway 72 East has traditional or climate-controlled units along with spaces for your boat or RV. Buddy Box offers convenient, secured, portable storage units delivered right to your home. They're both locally owned, too. Call 256-800-4249. Look for them on Facebook or online at midpoint.storage.com or buddyboxstorage.com. It's a win-win situation. Midpoint Storage and Buddy Box Storage. 256-800-4249. Local People's Gas Company in Athens and Ferguson LP Gas Company in Ardmore would like to wish all their customers a happy holiday season and thank you for your support this year. Remember, with Local People's Gas and Ferguson LP Gas, you always get the most value for your dollar, professional gas personnel who make safety a high priority, and you can always get in touch with them any day of the year at any time. Call Local People's Gas Company at 230-3600 or Ferguson LP Gas at 423-3320. We continue with our conversation on the best of Tailgate Talk on 1080 WKAC.
Coach, how much do you miss Rod?
A lot. Rod taught me about radio. I didn't know about radio. I just talked. But Rod taught me when to jump in, how quick to get out, more about, he was very knowledgeable about every team. And the other thing that he made you do is he made you work at it.
Really?
You know, I thought that I was, you know, I don't have to do too much preparation for this. I know everybody. Well, that wasn't all there was to it. And he helped me in that regard. And he's just as good at that. He really is. and those two learned together. I don't know who taught who, but one of the two taught each other. They taught each other basically, and both of them are excellent. You think about this, fellas. You guys are doing radio. We've had some great basketball announcers in this state.
Mm-hmm.
Not only here, Alabama, UAB, Gary Sanders at UAB. Man, he's like a legend. And Eli Gold. You remember all the good ones? We've had some. I don't want to start naming because I'll leave somebody out. But there've been some good ones in this state. Well, all over the SEC,
mm-hmm.
really.
Yes, sir.
I remember my favorite. Now, I don't know if you all do that. I guess you do. My favorite announcer years ago was a guy named Lindsey Nelson.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
And you know why? First time I saw him, he had on one of the awfulest looking sport coat. I said, anybody that wear a coat like that, that would be one that we go to a rag shake and get up in our own mountain. And it had all those colors, Yeah. I thought Lindsey Nelson about the coolest thing I'd ever seen because I was listening to Tennessee back in those days.
Right.
And he'd always wear them during those Cotton Bowl broadcasts too.
Yeah, didn't he? Yeah, you need to have those legends in radio, and I guess they're still building that type of thing. You remember John Ward was big at Tennessee, and the guy at Georgia was one. Say anything. I cannot remember his name to call on your show.
Larry Munson.
Larry Munson. Run, Lindsey, run.
Yeah. You go around the league, you had one of those everywhere.
And we can't forget Jim Fife. Jim Fife
was terrific.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Jim Fife's always coaching. We're playing.
Yeah.
One time, I don't know how funny this is, but it really happened. We're playing, and he's always telling me things I ought to do. And it got down to a real tight game. And he was down on the floor. I can't remember the exact team. And I walked over and I said, "Well, you've been coaching all day. What do you want me to do now?" He said, "I got you this far. You get the rest of the way on your own."
Smart.
Five was good, boy. He really was.
And then you had
he had never. I don't think he'd ever seen a football game. He's so far up in Kentucky in the mountain basketball stuff, and he became a great football announcer.
He became a legend, that's for sure.
And then who could forget Joe Dean? Joe Dean. And Tom Harmon doing those JP games.
Yeah, Joe Dean. That's a name from the past, isn't it? Joe Dean, Junior and
Senior. Yes, sir.
And I miss Larry Connolly too.
I do a podcast with him. I don't know if you call it a podcast or not. It's a Zoom something. I'm real educated, as you can tell. I do some with him every week, once a week, like on a Wednesday. It's a Zoom thing, and he's still as knowledgeable as ever, and he hadn't changed a lot. He doesn't look like death eating a cookie like me. He still looks good.
Good. I'd often wonder about Larry because I hadn't seen him doing games much anymore and listened to him, whatever. I just wondering how he was doing.
Yeah, he's doing good. His health's good. And we do this thing with Bob Rathman of the Hawks and 2 or 3 SIDs around the league. Chuck Galena does it. Eli Gold does it. We have a bunch of us that get on a Zoom. I think it's on a Wednesday. I can't remember the days of the week anymore. But it's on a Wednesday, and we do it on Zoom, and we have a lot of fun. And Larry still is outgoing and knowledgeable as he ever was.
Wow, that's good.
Coach, do you have any books out or anything that somebody could maybe purchase? And
it's funny that you mentioned that. My book was supposed to be out this week.
Oh.
Written by Lou Vickery, former Major League pitcher. Lou Vickery got the COVID the day that we supposed to release the book, and he actually was unconscious for a couple of days.
Wow.
And now I talked to him for the first time yesterday, and probably my book's going to come out sometime this week.
Okay.
It's called The Head Game, and you're supposed to look at that where I had anything in it or not, and It's going to be coming out. I don't know the exact date. I think it's an Amazon book. I talk like I don't know what's going on. I talked it off, and they wrote it down, basically what happened. And it will be out sometime this week.
Well, that is great. I'll be definitely looking forward to Amazon and trying
to. If I'd had to spell things, we would have never got it out.
It'd take 3 weeks on spell check. Is that what you're saying?
You're right about that.
Oh, my goodness. Well, guys, any other questions for Coach? Coach, anything you want to add before we end our interview?
No. I hope they'll take a look at our book. It's called The Head Game, and it's coming out, and it's coming out on Amazon. I think there'll be announcements about it. We're going to have book signing, book showing a number of different places. I'm letting somebody else do that.
Okay.
I wrote the book so I could remember who it was, and I think Lou Vicker, who's a former major league pitcher with the Cardinals and the Yankees, and he wrote the book. He's from Atmore, Alabama, and I needed somebody who could write, and he was a guy. So it's coming out soon, and I think it'll be a good read. It's got some humor in it, and some of it makes sense. Got a lot of Roan Mountain stories in it, I'll tell you that.
That's what I was going to ask. Do you have any Roan Mountain stories in it?
Oh, Lord, yeah. Let's eat up with them. I hate for anybody from Roan Mountain to buy it. They'll hold it against me. Especially a deputy sheriff will. we were bootleggers, and my dad was the deputy sheriff. How's that for a deal?
Hey, well, at least you had the inside on where the popo was going to be.
He wasn't going to catch us. We knew when it was coming.
That's good stuff.
Every night.
Well, I know. Every night they didn't take a break on the weekdays, did they?
No, he didn't.
That's great.
No,
I know.
My dad used to. He wouldn't drink. He sold liquor. They'll tell me you got to go, and he would never drink. There's something about a guy we were bootleggers. Well, on Saturday night he'd take a nip or two, and after he'd taken his bigger nip, as we call it, a little snort.
Yeah.
He would he'd pop himself up against the wall, and my mother and I would sing hymns to him. He got religion every Saturday night. and his favorite song was "Where Could I Go But to the Lord."
I love it.
I don't know if you heard that old song.
Oh yes, sir. I've led it a time or two.
And we harmonize on it.
That's great. Where could I go? Where could I go? Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I know.
That's it.
Oh, man.
You got it.
Coach Smith, man, it's been a hoot.
You weren't a bootlegger too, were you?
No, sir. I was a Church of Christ song leader. So yeah.
Is that Pepperdine? I worked at a Church of Christ school, Pepperdine.
Pepperdine, yeah, out in California. That's right.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Pat Boone was a big supporter of that.
Okay.
You remember him from Nashville? I think.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Him and Debbie.
Yeah. Red
fellas.
Yes, sir. It show's been a hoot, Coach. I can't say anything about that. It's been a blast.
Appreciate you being on.
You call me anytime. I'm right here.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Take care, buddy.
Appreciate that.
Thanks.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I'm going to have a grin on my face all day long, boys and girls. That was Coach Sonny Smith, former Auburn basketball coach, on the
Lord.
Tailgate Talk special guest segment brought to you by Yellowhammer Roofing. It's time to take a break. I'm going to go on break, and I'm still going to be grinning when we get back. We'll
Comedy
right
tour
back.
coming on.
If you're looking to spruce up the look of your home or business, Usselton Landscaping can produce beautiful results, providing mowing and trimming, mulching and landscape design, brush clearing and tree cutting, drainage and water diversion, pressure washing, junk removal, storm and disaster cleanup, and many other services. Usselton Landscaping is a family-owned business focusing on building quality relationships with their customers. Visit their Facebook page and check out their work for satisfied customers, then call or text 874-1357 to see what they can do for you. Usselton Landscaping, 874-1357. Quality Vinyl is on your side. Quality Vinyl in Athens has been in business since 1987, offering great prices and service the whole time. What has changed is the technology of their products. From vinyl siding and shutters, sunrooms and screen rooms, to doors, windows, columns, and rails. Quality Vinyl, located on the corner of Highway 72 and Reed Road in Athens, just 6 miles west of I-65. Call 232-2665 or visit them online at qualityvinyl.net. Quality Vinyl is on your side.
Hey guys, this is Joanna Clem for CEI Bookstore and Truth Publications. I'd like to personally invite you to visit CEI Bookstore. While you're here, you'll find a wide selection of Bibles, gift items, trustworthy study materials, and more for you and your church. Our friendly staff will be happy to help you with your selections while you shop in the store. We even offer personalized Bible imprinting and gift wrapping. Not in the Athens area? Enjoy shopping with us online at truthbooks.com. CEI Bookstore and Truth Publications, taking his hand, helping each other home.
Real estate real easy. That's the motto at Innovative Realty Solutions, and providing the highest quality real estate services is their mission. With sound real estate advice, the latest information, and a skilled analysis of the real estate market, Innovative Realty Solutions offers a better home buying and selling experience with a fair, ethical, and, yes, innovative process. Innovative Realty Solutions. Visit them on Facebook, online at innovativerealtysolutions.com, at 100 North Clinton Street in Athens, or call 230-5950. Innovative Realty Solutions. Real estate real easy.
Have yourself a Merry Wi-Fi Christmas with fiber-fast internet from Ardmore Telephone Company. Enjoy a broadband connection that can handle all the holiday hoopla and new gadgets from Santa Claus. Give the gift that doesn't require wrapping, faster internet service. Sign up now. New internet customers get the first month free. Call ATC at 800-830-9946 before jolly old St. Nick and your guests arrive. Broadband speeds are based on best availability in your area.
P4 Physical Therapy is a new outpatient provider offering community-based care with a unique partnership model that allows them to consistently deliver world-class outpatient care, emphasizing personalized hands-on treatment. Whether it's orthopedic, physical, geriatric, or manual therapy, sports or neuro rehab, telehealth, or most any type of muscle or joint pain, P4 Physical Therapy promises to treat you with integrity, compassion, faithfulness, and selflessness. Locations in Athens, Huntsville, and Winfield, Alabama, as well as Fayetteville and Knoxville, Tennessee. Look for them on Facebook or online at p4physicaltherapy.com. When things go wrong, State Farm is here to help life go right. And Agent Michael Howell is the one who can help get things back on track. See Michael for your auto, home, life, health, property, and business insurance, and be ready for those unexpected twists that life throws at you. Ask about banking and annuities, too. Call State Farm Agent Michael Howell at 232-5400. Visit him online at michaelhowell.net or go see him at 903 South Clinton Street in Athens. State Farm Agent Michael Howell. There when things go wrong, here to help life go right. Smith's Heating and Cooling in Elkmont is your friendly local contractor, servicing most brands of equipment and proudly installing industry-leading Rheem systems. Whether it's an air conditioner, gas furnace, heat pump, or indoor air quality system, Smith's Heating and Cooling prides themselves on their exceptional installation and 24/7 customer service after the fact. They offer financing too. Call 777-5450 today to schedule an appointment or a free no-obligation consultation. Smith's Heating and Cooling. Call 777-5450. Visit them on Facebook or online at smithsheatingandcoolingllc.com. Come see all your friends at Applebee's in Athens. 12 minutes guaranteed or it's free Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. 7 items to choose from. Can't make it for lunch? Visit them for happy hour, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. or late night. Half-price appetizers with beverage purchase, 6 appetizers to choose from. Call 233-4430 or order online at applebees.com and pick your meal up with Carside to Go. Applebee's Neighborhood Grill, Highway 72 in Athens, just off I-65. Eating good in the neighborhood. If you're running out of space and a yard sale just isn't an option, Midpoint Storage and Buddy Box Storage gives you the choice. Midpoint Storage on Highway 72 East has traditional or climate-controlled units along with spaces for your boat or RV. Buddy Box offers convenient, secured, portable storage units delivered right to your home. They're both locally owned, too. Call 256-800-4249. Look for them on Facebook or online at midpoint.storage.com or buddybox.com. BuddyBoxStorage.com. It's a win-win situation. Midpoint Storage and Buddy Box Storage. 256-800-4249. You're listening to the best of Tailgate Talk on 1080 WKAC.
Our guest right now is Coach Tony Franklin. Coach, how are you today?
I'm doing awesome. How are you guys?
We're doing good. We appreciate you joining us, and we want to talk a little football.
Good deal.
Heads up. We respect you for all of what you've done through your coaching career, except for the time you were at Auburn University. We didn't really respect you much. All of us are Alabama fans sitting here at the table. Our main host, Tom McClung's out today. He's a big Auburn fan, so he's missing being here and not being able to talk with you.
If you were an Alabama fan, you should have loved me when I was at Auburn. I think I might have been the worst coach in the world.
I don't know. So congratulations on retirement after being all these successful years. Are you still going to continue on with some of your quarterback clinics and things of that nature, teaching your offense? Or what?
I am. We still, I still have the business, which I've basically completely revitalized now, and kind of changed the branding of it to something that we call TF 365, which is every single day of the year, my clients get new information on football, how to be a better coach, how to run specific designs of plays, whether it's throwing a back shoulder fade or whether or not it's running a drill better, or whether or not it's dealing with COVID protocol in their schools or job interviews or whatever it may be. So I'm excited about that, and we've really enjoyed going into this next phase of life, doing that, as well as writing another book and trying to be creative and continue to work.
Coach, when you see a guy like Mac Jones, what's your impressions of him or the season that he had?
Well, I think it's always funny to watch people analyze quarterbacks, and you got a guy that's sitting behind a great player in Tua, and so everybody assumes, well, now we've got the next great 5-star guy coming in, and everybody forgets that somebody maybe just as good or better that's already there. And I think he's a great example of somebody that had patience, sat there for the long haul, waited for his opportunity, and then when he got it, he took advantage of it. And so I think that what better situation could you have in life than to be drafted by New England to go work? You go from the greatest college coach of all time to the greatest NFL coach of all time. And Bill Belichick doesn't make very many mistakes. So I would say that it's going to be exciting to watch Mac have a great career.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of quarterbacks, you've obviously coached several great ones in your day. Not asking you to pick a favorite per se, but who probably gave you the most excitement? From where they started with you to where they ended up, like a Jared Goff, who obviously is at the top of his game. You've worked with so many great athletes over the years. Who kind of stands out?
Well, it's funny. I've had 9 players that I've coached that have either been player of the year as a college player or an arena player, or in Jared's case, the first pick of the draft. And, Jared was fun because, he was a guy that was not heavily recruited. When we got there, he'd committed to Cal, but he only had 3 offers. And so we had a bunch of guys on campus that were, much more heavily recruited than him. And it was fun to watch him come in from day one and have the skill set that he had, but also to have the mental toughness that he had and the physical toughness that he had. A lot of people don't realize that, and I think it's been fun to watch him since being traded to Detroit to realize what they wanted and what they saw in him that maybe the people that had him didn't, is that this is a really mentally and physically tough human being. And I got to watch it from the standpoint of, we were 1-11 the first year, and he took a horrendous beating, and physical and mental beating, and to watch him just get a little bit better every year, and to work himself into becoming the first pick in the draft, that was quite a feat. But over the years, I've had so many great ones that I've coached. Omar Hogebook at Troy is by far one of the, my most favorite people that I ever coached. And Omar was 2-time Player of the Year in the Sun Belt Conference. And again, a guy that was not recruited hardly at all. They just had all the mental and physical toughness characteristics that he could have. And, my work with Jared Bryant when he was at Hoover High School and I was just a consultant, and to be able to go in and to work when Rush was there. Rush hired me several times to work with his guys. And Jared going on to be the captain at Navy, which you think about the greatest leaders in the world end up at the military academies. And if you're selected as captain at the Naval Academy for the football program, that means you're one of the greatest leaders in the world. And so, it was a fun and pleasure to work with guys like that as well.
And one of the quarterbacks that I liked that you coached with Coach Mommy at Kentucky is Jared Lorenzen.
Yeah.
Jared was an unusual guy, and I didn't coach Jared. A lot of times it's funny. You go back and look at people to get credit for stuff. Like Mike Leach has always gotten credit for coaching Tim Couch, and I promise you, Mike Leach coached Tim Couch as much as I gave advice to Donald Trump. Hal Mummy and Chris Hatcher coached Tim Couch, and I didn't coach Jared. I was named the offensive coordinator when Jared was there, but I coached receivers that year, and Hal coached Jared. And Jared was a unique character with an incredible amount of talent, and it was just one of those unusual situations to where that in reality, Jared's first year that he was the starter, he shouldn't have been. Dusty Bonner should have still been there, and had a great year the year before, but Hal made a decision to make Jared the starter in the off season, even though he hadn't won the job. And Jared went on to be a great player, but really not under Hal. He was a great player under Guy Morris, and had a couple of good seasons there, and I think one with Rich Brooks as well.
Yeah, I forgot all about Dusty being there. Sure did.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, Dusty was a great player,
Yeah.
and went on to win the Harlan Hill 2 years in a row at Valdosta. And then the cool thing about Dusty was that he came back and played quarterback for me in the Arena League. There was a new league called the NIFL, and we played the first game of football ever in Rupp Arena.
I remember that.
That's awesome.
Pretty amazing deal to watch Dusty come out to a full house of 12,000 people at Rupp Arena, giving him a standing ovation for his comeback at Lexington. So Dusty went on to be the MVP there as well.
Now,
That's awesome.
Which you didn't coach him, but one of our local guys here, is Reed Blankenship at Middle Tennessee.
Yeah, Reed, really good football player. As a matter of fact, I loved Reed as a quarterback coming out of high school. I didn't have a choice. Our defensive coordinator and head football coach, knew that Reed was going to be a safety, but Reed is good enough to play offense, and I think it probably would help him some. But he's a really good football player, and he's a great human being, and obviously he had great parents, and but he's a guy that'll more than likely be drafted after next season.
Yeah, I'm glad to see that he came back. I have some mutual friends, and they said that he really hadn't quite got over that with the leg, and he was just ready to come back one more year and give it one more shot and try to up his stocks.
Yeah, he probably needed to. It was a hard year for Reed. He had a lot of days of the season that because of all the things that were going on with COVID that he wasn't able to train and stuff, and obviously the injury the year before. But my guess is he'll end up having a great season, and I'll be surprised if Middle doesn't have a great season this year. I think Reed will be a huge part of that.
Back with more of our Tailgate Talk conversation after this.
Have yourself a Merry Wi-Fi Christmas with fiber-fast internet from Ardmore Telephone Company. Enjoy a broadband connection that can handle all the holiday hoopla and new gadgets from Santa Claus. Give the gift that doesn't require wrapping, faster internet service. Sign up now. New internet customers get the first month free. Call ATC at 800-830-9946 before Jolly Old St. Nick and your guests arrive. Broadband speeds are based on best availability in your area.
From day one, First National Bank has been built on a strong foundation of community first. First to lend a helping hand, first to help with community events and fundraisers, first to support local students, athletic programs, and civic organizations, first to support events like United Way, Relay for Life, and many more charitable events, and most importantly, working for our great community. Without you, there'd be no First National Bank. Making communities great together, that's what we strive for.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Daly & Son Car Care is Ardmore's only one-stop auto repair and tire shop. Whether it's major mechanic or brake work or routine maintenance like an oil change or lube job, Daly & Son Car Care has been satisfying customers all over with their fast and friendly service. They're also your headquarters for quality Cooper tires. Stop by and see Wayne, Nikki, or Dale at 25600 Main Street in Ardmore, Tennessee, or call them at 931-427-4651. They're on Facebook too. Daly & Son Car Care, open Monday through Friday, 7:30 till 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till noon.
Limestone Drug, located on the square in downtown Athens, is your local Health Mart pharmacy. As your local Health Mart pharmacy, Limestone Drug is locally owned and has a personal commitment to the community. Limestone Drug honors prescription drug plans, including Medicare. They accept flex spending cards and fill prescriptions in minutes, not hours. Limestone Drug knows there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. So shop Limestone Drug at 200 West Market Street in Athens, your local Health Mart pharmacy. Limestone Drug, caring for you and about you.
Accidents happen. It's a part of life. So next time a wreck is a part of your life, Sides Auto Body Repair is there to lend a hand. Since 1987, Sides Auto Body Repair has been guiding customers through the repair process with as little stress as possible, offering free estimates, a limited lifetime warranty on their work, as well as saving you the headache of handling the insurance paperwork. They're also ICAR Platinum certified and can boast over 60 years of combined experience. Call their Highway 72 West location at 230-6464 or Highway 72 East at 444-0729. Either way, call them first. Sides Auto Body Repair.
Your roof is the first line of defense for your home. Do you have water stains on your ceiling, paint peeling off your walls, shingles missing? It's probably time for you to get your free roof inspection. Locally owned and operated, licensed, and insured, Yellowhammer Roofing is the Yellowhammer State Hometown Team. Yellowhammer Roofing. Let our family protect what's most important to you, your family. 256-232-1933 or online at yellowhammerroofing.com.
The Bama Zach Memorial Scholarship has been set up to honor the legacy of Bama Zach Green, a huge fan of the Crimson Tide, along with Limestone County sports. The scholarship will go each year to a male and female athlete from Limestone County. Checks should be made out to Bama Zach Memorial Scholarship and can be sent in care of Garth Garris, 13833 Pinnacle Drive, Athens, Alabama, 35613. Donations can also be made in person at First State Bank of the South at 1319 Highway 72 East in Athens. Thank you for showing your support for local athletes by giving to the Bama Zach Memorial Scholarship. Applebee's Tailgate Talk wants to recognize our local athletes, and you can help. Go to tailgatetalk.net throughout the school year to vote for the Applebee's Neighborhood Athlete of the Week. The winner will receive a gift card from Applebee's Neighborhood Grill and a t-shirt from Gotcha Covered Screen Printing and more. Submit your own nominations for future polls, too. While you're there, check out the Tailgate Talk archives and see what you might have missed. That's the Applebee's Neighborhood Athlete of the Week. Cast your vote today from Applebee's Neighborhood Grill and Tailgate Talk. Welcome back to the best of Tailgate Talk on 1080 WKAC.
Well, tell us about, like we said earlier, you've been to several schools. Do you have any particular one that you enjoy being at, one more than the other, whether it be just the community you lived in or the school, the kids you worked with or whatever, or at this point, are they all just a blur? I don't know.
Well, it's funny. I counted up the other day in this latest book that I'm working on. In my 63 years as a human being, I've moved 44 times.
Wow!
And to different houses, different places, and most of those came after the age of 18. But I have two favorite places that are by far my most favorite places that I ever coached. The first one is Mayfield High School in Mayfield, Kentucky. It was just a unique community. We won 2 state championships in 3 years, and I can say I didn't play a very large role in either one of them. They won before me and they won after me, but it was fun to be a part of something to where that every time you walk out on the field, you knew that you were going to win. But the biggest thing was that community. They just adopted me, and they were good to me as a human being. And my children, of all the places that they grew up, that was their favorite place. And the camaraderie of a coaching staff, it just spoiled me because I never had it after that. I never enjoyed working with adults any more than I did at that community. And so to this day, those people are my favorite. And then after that, in college, by far my most favorite place in the world to live was Berkeley, California, and mainly because I'm a weirdo. And in Berkeley, everybody is a weirdo, and so I felt normal.
You felt like you fit in.
I felt like I felt right in, and I just loved the community. I loved the educational environment. You know, it's the number one public education university in the world, and I loved every day going to work there, and I loved communicating. Every day I'd go to work, I would hear 10 different languages being spoken, and I just loved that environment, and I would have stayed there forever if it hadn't have been for my family having some issues with health and feeling like I needed to come home. And so I came back to Tennessee and was about an hour and a half away from my parents and my brother. And so anyway, it all worked out the way it was supposed to.
And what I didn't realize that you were teammates with Bud Foster.
Yeah, Bud and I played together at Murray State. Bud was a much better player than me, and but it's funny, Murray has kind of been a cradle of coaches. There's been a lot of really good football coaches that went through Murray State as either players or as coaches, and Bud was one of those. Bud had a much more illustrious career than I did, but Bud was a really good human being, a good man, a good football player, and I was proud to see Bud be able to retire. I think last season, I believe, was his first when he was out.
He's a heck of a D coordinator for sure for Virginia Tech. And, man,
he really was.
Yep, for a long time, sure was.
Well, what about your recruitment days? You know, you say you went to Murray State. How did all that go? How did it come about? And have you got any advice for some of these kids that that are about to come out of high school?
Yeah, well, I'll answer the first part. I was a very average player that thought he was good. My high school football coach was an All-American at Murray State, and he was a good beer drinking buddy with the head coach there. And I got a scholarship at Murray State because my head coach was good buddies with their guy. And so that's, to be honest with you, without that, I would have probably never gotten a scholarship. So I went there and I started for 2 years, but that's just because we were so bad. And if it hadn't been for that, I'd have never played. The advice for college for kids today, just be good. All the rest of it is BS. All of the, what you put on social media and going down and running with waves crashing and hiring some guru to make you a good player, none of that matters. The most important thing is put good film on tape, trust your high school coach, work really hard, be a good human being. And if you do all that, you'll be good enough. People will find you. Send your film out. Don't hire somebody to send film out for you. Do it yourself. Put it together. Make a good highlight film. It does make a difference to have a good film with good quality. Parents, do everything you can to help your child, and then shut up. Don't be one of those people that tell the coaches how great your kid is and how lucky they are to get to coaching. The best thing you can do is let his tape speak for itself. And if he's good enough, people will recruit him. If he's not, they won't. It doesn't mean they're always right, especially if you play quarterback. If you play quarterback, there's, I always said I got to be right 1 out of 3 times. If I'm right 1 out of 3 times, I'll keep my job. If if I'm right 1 out of 4 times, I'll be fired. Somebody else will coach the next guy.
Keep your grades up too.
Yeah.
The academics are, especially the longer time has gone by, is that it's harder to become an academic qualifier. You got to make sure that you do the work, and you can be the greatest player in the world, and if you don't make it academically, it doesn't matter.
Wow, just looking at all these head coaches that were at Murray State. I mean, Mike Godfrey, and then Ron Zook helped there. Ralph Regan, Frank Beamer. Man, that was a hotbed for coaches.
It really was. It really was a good run that went through there for quite a period of time.
Yep. So obviously you're known for your offensive genius. I mean, it really is. I've always wondered, like, not just with you, but anybody that can think at that level, regardless of what their job is. How did you come up with some of that stuff in that spread offense? Teaching it's one thing, but having to develop it and create it's another.
I think it was really, there's two things I think that really helped me in my career to eventually become a good coach. Coaching 16 years in high school, the time that I was at Mayfield High School in Mayfield, Kentucky, we were a 3-back, 2 tight end wishbone football team that if we threw it 11 times a game, that was way too many. And that 3-year discipline there helped me tremendously, because what it taught me was how to win and how much culture and expectation and tradition meant in winning. Then when I got to Kentucky and I got to spend the 4 years with Hal Mumme, what Hal was really good at was making offense simple. And what that taught me was, number one, how to practice, get your best players to the game on Saturday healthy, practice fast, do just a few things, but do them incredibly well. And then when I eventually got to be back out on my own, when I got to go to coach the arena football that I did, do all the consulting I did, and then when Larry Blakeney had enough faith in me to hire me and let me run the offense, and then for the next 6 jobs that I took as a college offensive coordinator, it was always a combination of what I learned at Mayfield versus what Coach Mumme taught, which, Coach Mumme wanted to throw the ball no matter what. What Mayfield taught me was throwing the ball is awesome. That's great, but winning is more important. And so take the tempo, the speed, throwing the ball, put it together with, if you're going to win a championship, there's not championships that are won just by throwing the ball. You have to be able to run the ball when you need to finish a game, and you have to be able to play good defense. If you do that, you can win a championship. If you just throw the ball just to say you're good at throwing the ball, you can have fun, and everybody can say you're a guru, but you're not going to win a championship. So putting those things together for me made me a much better coach. I wouldn't have been and had success the way I had it without having those two things combined. So, the pride for me is being able to win championships at Troy, at Middle Tennessee, at Louisiana Tech, to give Cal the best team they'd had in a 10-year span. But all that came from a combination of that stuff. And, Louisiana Tech, we had one of the best offenses in the history of college football, and people don't realize that in that year we averaged 52 points a game. We ran the ball for 228 yards a game, but we also threw for 370.
Wow.
Without the running part, we would have never had that type of team to where we're able to go on the road and score 57 against Texas A&M in a year to where that 3 SEC teams combined didn't score that many points. We had good players, but we could run the ball, and then we could set the throw up by running the football. So those were the experiences that helped me.
Now, Hal is still coaching, right?
I honestly don't know. We don't have a relationship and haven't for many years, but I know he had a little stint with one of those spring leagues, and I'm not sure what he's doing now.
Okay, because I remember he used to be at Belhaven in Jackson when
right.
a friend of ours, his son went down and played for him, and I think he went to that Dallas team that was in the XFL or something. So, But, well, Coach, we appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule and joining us, and we look forward to having you on down the road when football season starts back up.
Good deal. Anytime, guys. Good talking to you all, and appreciate your all's show and appreciate your passion for the game.
Thank you, sir.
Take care.
Folks, that's Coach Tony Franklin joining us here on Applebee's Tailgate Talk. We're fixing to take a break. We'll be right back.
Accidents happen. It's a part of life. So next time a wreck is a part of your life, Sides Auto Body Repair is there to lend a hand. Since 1987, Sides Auto Body Repair has been guiding customers through the repair process with as little stress as possible, offering free estimates, a limited lifetime warranty on their work, as well as saving you the headache of handling the insurance paperwork. They're also ICAR Platinum certified and can boast over 60 years of combined experience. Call their Highway 72 West location at 230-6464 or Highway 72 East at 444-0729. Either way, call them first. Sides Auto Body Repair. Quality Vinyl is on your side. Quality Vinyl in Athens has been in business since 1987, offering great prices and service the whole time. What has changed is the technology of their products. From vinyl siding and shutters, sunrooms and screen rooms, to doors, windows, columns, and rails. Quality Vinyl, located on the corner of Highway 72 and Reed Road in Athens, just 6 miles west of I-65. Call 232-2665 or visit them online at qualityvinyl.net. Quality Vinyl is on your side.
This is Bella LaFontaine with Crown Service Termite and Pest Control. We take care of all the basics. We take care of cockroaches, ants, wasps. As far as rodents go, most places they'll trap or poison, and that's the end of it. What we do is we're actually going to find the entry points, and we're going to take care of that for you. We do a lot of work with a lot of realtors here in town to bring houses to the closing table. So one of the big things about us is that we're not a sales company. We are a service provider. So we're not looking to meet a sales quota. We're looking to get a house ready to go to closing and get our customers taken care of. This is Bella LaFontaine, Crown Service Termite and Pest Control. We are located at 3413 6th Avenue in Huntsville, Alabama. Phone number is 256-701-7095.
Real estate, real easy. That's the motto at Innovative Realty Solutions, and providing the highest quality real estate services is their mission. With sound real estate advice, the latest information, and a skilled analysis of the real estate market, Innovative Realty Solutions offers a better home buying and selling experience with a fair, ethical, and, yes, innovative process. Innovative Realty Solutions. Visit them on Facebook, online at innovativerealtysolutions.com, at 100 North Clinton Street in Athens, or call 230-5950. Innovative Realty Solutions. Real estate, real easy. When things go wrong, State Farm is here to help life go right. And Agent Michael Howell is the one who can help get things back on track. See Michael for your auto, home, life, health, property, and business insurance, and be ready for those unexpected twists that life throws at you. Ask about banking and annuities, too. Call State Farm Agent Michael Howell at 232-5400. Visit him online at michaelhowell.net or go see him at 903 South Clinton Street in Athens. State Farm Agent Michael Howell. There when things go wrong, here to help life go right. Smith's Heating and Cooling in Elkmont is your friendly local contractor, servicing most brands of equipment and proudly installing industry-leading Rheem systems. Whether it's an air conditioner, gas furnace, heat pump, or indoor air quality system, Smith's Heating and Cooling prides themselves on their exceptional installation and 24/7 customer service after the fact. They offer financing too. Call 777-5450 today to schedule an appointment or a free no-obligation consultation. Smith's Heating and Cooling. Call 777-5450. Visit them on Facebook or online at smithsheatingandcoolingllc.com. The Play Action Sports Report is back in podcast form. Look for it every Wednesday on your favorite podcast platform. The Play Action Sports Report. Scores, interviews, highlights, and more from school, youth, and amateur sports in Athens and Limestone County. The Play Action Sports Report every Wednesday on your favorite podcast platform or online at pasnetwork.net. You're listening to the best of Tailgate Talk on 1080 WKAC.
We've got our very special guest. He is a New York Post sports columnist, but could be better known for, Jay?
The NBA on NBC as a colleague of Hannah
Storm. Peter Vecsey. Welcome to the show, Peter.
You do know I'm retired, though, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we failed to mention that, but yeah.
And so here's my thing. So NBA on NBC, but to be, he's a 4-time Hall of Famer, to be in the Rucker League Hall of Fame, dude, that is awesome. How did that? I just want to start out with that. So how did it come about that you were inducted into the Rucker League Hall of Fame?
Well, I started in 1971. I was able to get my team into the Rucker League, which was no longer the Rucker League. Actually, it's called the Harlan Professional League.
Oh.
Because Holcomb Rucker had died. But I was able to get a team in there, so I organized it, and I played on it. I coached. And the first year was Julius Erving coming out of the University of Massachusetts.
Wow!
So I started with that team, and we were loaded. I had mostly pros, definitely all college players, and I did it for 6 years. I did it 4 years with Julius, and then I came back. And that was in the early '70s, and then I came back in the early '80s with another team. And so 6 years altogether. So we won 4 titles,
nice.
And that's how I got in. That's how I got into the Hall of Fame.
That is incredible. And it's sad to see those kind of things, kind of go by the wayside and quit happening. Especially, I guess, as time went on and money got so much bigger in the league, teams wouldn't really allow some of their players to do those kind of activities. I assume that was why some of it went by the wayside.
No, you're right. You're right. What happened was, so the first couple years, the Rucker was always outside.
Right.
And the first couple of years that I was there was outside. And then, yeah, you're right. So the money got funny, and the teams really didn't want their players playing outdoors. So we moved it indoors, and that's where it stayed for a while. But then when I came back in the '80s, I came back with some pros, again, a lot of college players, but we went outdoors again. And to me, outdoors was where it's happening. It's still going on today, but it's a different type of league. No pros play. Still, every once in a while over the years, a pro would come down there and he'd play one game, like Durant played, and Kobe played, and Vince Carter, and those guys came and played one game or so. But I think Iverson even played. But when I was doing it, we had a whole league of pros and local guys, and that's how the local guys made their legend, was playing against the pros and holding them even, or even beating them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember those days. And I used to, of course, that was the days before the internet, and so you couldn't just watch it on YouTube or whatever. You just had to catch it kind of wherever you could. But I always loved it. And so now, currently, I guess the closest thing maybe that we have to that is the Big Three League. Have you seen any of the Big Three, the Ice Cube League, where the older retired veterans have come back to play 3-on-3 against each other?
No, I have caught. I think I caught the final twice. Didn't really watch much during their regular season. Personally, I got more of a thrill of stopping at a playground in New York City and watching the guys play, run full, because they were in better shape and game. But I enjoyed watching some of the old pros come back, and some of them absolutely will do it.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm like you. When the guys are in better shape, running full court, especially outside, man, up against the chain link fence, and it's just the scene and the crowd there on the side. But it's I like the Big Three, but it's those guys are definitely past their prime. We'll just put it that way.
Yeah, so you sound like you played the game, right?
Well, I attempted it. Well, put it that way.
Peter Todd was the shortest white boy in the county as a point guard, and he played the position well in high school.
He was all around mound to rebound.
Well, I wasn't around then.
No, he wasn't around then.
He was your Muggsy Bogues.
Oh yeah, I'm a little bit taller than Muggsy, but I wasn't.
But he couldn't jump like that, and they didn't have 3 pointers.
I could touch the rim.
Could you really?
Touch the rim. I dunked a tennis ball one time. That's my claim to fame, Peter. So, Don't basketball or tennis ball.
All right, Peter, we're at 2-2.
I gotta tell you guys. I gotta tell you that I've been to Alabama a couple times in my life, but it was from a plane. I was airborne and jumped from came out of Fort Benning, and we jumped into Alabama. And,
wow!
Trucked us back. So.
Wow!
I read that you were in the airborne. I was going to bring that up a little bit later.
Yeah.
So Peter, we're at 2-2. Who do you like winning this series out, Phoenix or Milwaukee?
Well, I got to tell you, I'm rooting for the Suns because much of my adult life is spent out in Arizona. I love being out there, except in the summertime. So it pisses me off that I was there 2 years ago. I spent about 6 months out there, and when Ayton was a rookie, and so I was retired, but I'd go to their games, and I was writing a column, just an extra column for Patreon, but retired basically. I got to know Ayton really well. I really liked the kid, so respectful, and met Booker and those guys. So I was rooting for them. I don't have to worry about being objective anymore. Yeah. And it pisses me off that they have a great team and I'm not out.
And you're not out there to see it. That figures, right?
And I like to see Chris Paul get him a ring too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not. I guess, but he's had an awful lot of opportunities, and he's being healthy is part of the game.
Yeah.
And he's never been able to remain healthy. And this is the 1 year he seems to have overcome his health issues. But then who screwed up the last game?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And even in some of the games they won, I hate the way he plays. He tries to do it all by himself. Him and Booker, they decide to do it all by themselves. And once they stop giving it to those role players on the team, who are really good, I think that's where they mess up. And he did it again in Game 4. He tried to do it himself.
And so what happened? And you bring up a great point. What do you think of today? I cannot stand. I'm just gonna be honest, I cannot stand the way the NBA's played anymore. It's too much isolation, one-on-one. Ball movement. It's just not basketball to me.
Yeah, I'm a Magic Bird. Even Michael Jordan would do better. I mean, that's the type of game that I enjoy.
It's different era. I totally agree with you. Look, I'm an ABA guy from its inception, but I don't like the mass three-pointers that the league has turned into a three-point machine. I remember when I went to the ABA reunion, the 50th reunion in 2018, that we were a year late actually. But I was talking like Billy Keller and those guys that were the three-point specialists, and Rick Mount, and they were saying, man, if we took as many three-pointers as these guys, we'd be on the bench. We made them.
Yeah.
It's a different era.
That's the thing. It's a different era, and the strategy's different. But nobody can hit a mid-shot range shot anymore. They just can't. 15, 18-footer, you can forget it.
I think
I disagree. Chris Paul, that's when he's at his best, is when he's pulling up and hitting the easiest shot in the game. It's a pull-up jumper when you got the defense backing up. I mean, to me, that was the easiest shot when I played. And so he's brought that back.
He has.
When he goes outside the three-point range is when he pisses me off.
Yeah, it's too far out for him anymore.
Stay inside, man.
Peter, I can imagine if Bill Laimbeer was playing today, he'd find a way to foul somebody on the three-point shot with a gorilla club arm or something.
Oh, me, Laimbeer.
Yeah, no, he's submarine somebody. There's no question about that.
Get him up in the air and dive under him.
Right. I talked to Bird a couple of years ago about what it was like to play against Laimbeer and, the bad boys and stuff. And he said that, he's from Indiana, and so his mother his mother was a huge Bill Lambier fan.
Oh my, really?
And Isaiah Thomas. His mother.
Yeah.
And he tried to tell us she was a Lambier fan because of Notre Dame, and then Isaiah because he played at Indiana. So he said to his mom, they're trying to kill me. I mean, they're trying to hurt me. Do you understand that? She goes, son, you're a big boy. You can handle it. Don't be messing with those boys, He says, can you imagine my mother saying this?
Hilarious.
Pretty funny.
Back with more of our Tailgate Talk conversation after this.
From day one, First National Bank has been built on a strong foundation of community first. First to lend a helping hand, first to help with community events and fundraisers, first to support local students, athletic programs, and civic organizations, first to support events like United Way, Relay for Life, and many more charitable events, and most importantly, working for our great community. Without you, there'd be no First National Bank. Making communities great together, that's what we strive for.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Daly & Son Car Care is Ardmore's only one-stop auto repair and tire shop. Whether it's major mechanic or brake work or routine maintenance like an oil change or lube job, Daly & Son Car Care has been satisfying customers all over with their fast and friendly service. They're also your headquarters for quality Cooper tires. Stop by and see Wayne, Nikki, or Dale at 25600 Main Street in Ardmore, Tennessee, or call them at 931-427-4651. They're on Facebook too. Daly & Son Car Care, open Monday through Friday, 7:30 till 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till noon. If you're running out of space and a yard sale just isn't an option, Midpoint Storage and Buddy Box Storage gives you the choice. Midpoint Storage on Highway 72 East has traditional or climate-controlled units along with spaces for your boat or RV. Buddy Box offers convenient, secured, portable storage units delivered right to your home. They're both locally owned, too. Call 256-800-4249. Look for them on Facebook or online at midpoint.storage.com or buddyboxstorage.com. It's a win-win situation. Midpoint Storage and Buddy Box Storage. 256-800-4249. At Hendricks Power Washing and Striping, your property is their priority. Power washing, striping, seal coating, crack filling, and asphalt maintenance, rain or shine, day or night. Call Colby for a free quote at 256-763-1740. Visit their Facebook page and see what they've done for other satisfied customers. Give your home or business that brand spanking new look, courtesy of Hendricks Power Washing and Striping. Licensed and insured, call 256-763-1740. Hendricks Power Washing and Striping. Local People's Gas Company in Athens and Ferguson LP Gas Company in Ardmore would like to wish all their customers a happy holiday season and thank you for your support this year. Remember, with Local People's Gas and Ferguson LP Gas, you always get the most value for your dollar, professional gas personnel who make safety a high priority, and you can always get in touch with them any day of the year at any time. Call Local People's Gas Company at 230-3600 or Ferguson LP Gas at 423-3320.
Hey guys, this is Joanna for CEI Bookstore and Truth Publications. Many of you are searching for Bible study materials for your Bible classes. Our best-selling Bible curriculum, Discovering God's Way, is a reliable tool for teaching students of all ages through the Bible in its entirety. We're sure you'll love this curriculum, and if you'd like to see other options of Bible classes, we'll be happy to help you select from our topical studies. So stop struggling with the search and come by and let us help you select reliable and meaningful study materials for your class today. CEI Bookstore and Truth Publications, taking his hand, helping each other home.
P4 Physical Therapy is a new outpatient provider offering community-based care with a unique partnership model that allows them to consistently deliver world-class outpatient care, emphasizing personalized hands-on treatment. Whether it's orthopedic, physical, geriatric, or manual therapy, sports or neuro rehab, telehealth, or most any type of muscle or joint pain, P4 Physical Therapy promises to treat you with integrity, compassion, faithfulness, and selflessness. Locations in Athens, Huntsville, and Winfield, Alabama, as well as Fayetteville and Knoxville, Tennessee. Look for them on Facebook or online at p4physicaltherapy.com.
Your roof is the first line of defense for your home. Do you have water stains on your ceiling, paint peeling off your walls, shingles missing? It's probably time for you to get your free roof inspection. Locally owned and operated, licensed, and insured, Yellowhammer Roofing is the Yellowhammer State hometown team. Yellowhammer Roofing. Let our family protect what's most important to you, your family. 256-232-1933 or online at yellowhammerroofing.com.
Welcome back to the best of Tailgate Talk on 1080 WKAC.
So what's some of your, I don't know, what's the question I'm trying to say? Some of your best memories from the old game, the old NBA, like we were just talking about. Which one of your favorite matchups maybe was it? Bird and Magic?
Well, I mean, you hit it on the head. I mean, when the Lakers played Celtics, in the finals. I mean, those were just unbelievable to try and write about it, because you got swept up in watching
How bad,
and then you had to write about it, and that was difficult. And I got to be friendly with a lot of the players from both teams, and so it was tough. I mean, the way they went at each other. You remember when McHale clothesline Rambis, and I was pretty good friends with both those guys, and I didn't know who to be more angry at. I was like, "Gee, McHale, what are you doing?" Any of those series, of course. When the Bad Boys played the Bulls. I mean, those series were unbelievable. I got a call the other day from Adrian Damp. Oh, wow. And he just happened to call me on my birthday, believe it or not. And so we were talking about stuff, and I said to him, in 1987, if you don't bang heads with Vinnie Johnson, they dove. You remember that? They dove for a loose ball.
Oh yeah.
Game 7.
Yeah.
And they carried Dantley out on a stretcher, and they took him to the hospital. And Vinnie Johnson did finish the game, but they lost the game because of that. He said, and Dantley said, my high school coach, who was kidding, he says, the only time in my life that I dove for a loose ball and put me in the hospital. So I said to him, I went into the locker room and followed you into the locker room. You couldn't do that these days, right?
No.
Yeah. But I wanted to see what was going on. So I walked into the locker room. Nobody stopped me. And I'm watching everything. They brought in a gurney, and they have an ambulance come, and they put them on the gurney, and they're taking him out. I said, do you remember what you said to the trainer as they were wheeling you out? He said, yeah, I do remember. I said, what was it? He said, make sure you hide my black book.
I'm sure that's not the first time that's been told.
And that's exactly what I heard. And I have written that in a chapter of my book that I haven't printed yet. But I said to him, are you still married to that same woman that you were trying to hide your black book from? He goes, yeah, I am. I said, well, I hope you're still married when I write that chapter.
I hope she's not listening today.
No kidding. That's great.
Well, he lives in D.C., so I don't think she's listening. Well, who knows? That's the way, the way the league has changed so much, though. Can you imagine trying to walk into a locker room as a writer, in that kind of situation today? You're lucky you can get in the locker room after the game.
Exactly.
Yep. So, back to you a little bit. You're in college, you're going to school. Obviously wanted to be a journalist, I guess, of some sort. Were you going specifically to get into the sports field, or is that how did you end up covering basketball or sports in general?
I'll try to cut to the chase. I only went actually, when I came out of high school, I was not a good student at all. And I went around the world on a ship. I got a job on a ship, passenger ship, and I went around the world. And I came back, and I went to college for 6 months. I made the team. I was like the 5th and 6th man on the team, and but I had an offer to go work at the New York Daily News as a statistician in the sports department. And I had worked there in high school during the baseball season. So when I got the job, when I got the offer to as a full-time job, I quit college and I never went back. And that's how I worked my way up as a statistician, and then I was drafted into the Army. And when I came out of the Army, I said, I got to figure out what I'm going to do. And I got married, and I decided to try to write. But as far as, my aspirations to be a writer, I never had them, even though I'm from a family of writers. Both my parents were writers. My brother was a writer. He was a columnist for the Time. His kids are writers. My kids are writers. It's an amazing thing that's happened. But I did it with only 6 months of college, and I don't even know how many credits I got. I always tell people I'm about 110 credits shy of a degree.
I would agree.
They said it couldn't be done, but I did do it.
You certainly did it. You did it well for a long time.
Thank you.
What about the TV gig? How did that end up coming about?
That came about when NBC got the NBA from CBS, and I had done a little TV prior to that. I had my own. Well, I'm not even going to get. I had done some TV. Not that I was any good at it, but so I auditioned. They were holding auditions for two insiders for NBC, and Marv Albert was the guy we went in and we auditioned with him.
Yeah,
because he was definitely going to have a job. And so they had about 50 people come in and audition. Ex players, ex coaches, ex general managers, writers. And I was one of two that was chosen, and then I became I think 4 of us worked the whole 12 years that NBC had the NBA. About 4 of us, Marv was one of them, and Costas was another, and I was one. And so when they lost the league, they decided they didn't want to pay the kind of money it was going to take to keep the NBA, and so then I was out of a job. But I did the 12 years.
Wow. I can remember as a young kid. Well, I wasn't that young. I was a teenager. I say young. I guess it seemed like
you weren't in diapers.
Yeah, I wasn't in diapers or anything. But I mean, my favorite thing in the world was to come home after church, man, watch the NBA on CBS, dude. I couldn't wait. Mom would want to go here or there. I'm like, no, we got to get home. And then I can remember when y'all got it, I was like, what the crap are they doing, man? Ruining my Sunday afternoons. But then y'all did such a wonderful job, man. You won me over really quick, and I can remember. I do. I truly remember those days. So y'all did a great job.
Well, I think thanks. Again, it was difficult in the beginning. The first year, Pat Riley was the co-host with Costas, and so the 4 insiders were Costas, Riley, Bob Ferry, who was the general manager of the Bullets when they won the championship in '78. And then, then we moved on from there. Riley went to the Knicks as the coach, and then we kept changing people in the studio. I think I worked with, about 5 or 6 guys. Walton, Julius Irving, a bunch of guys. John Sally, and Isaiah Thomas, and on and on. But my partner changed almost every year.
Well, y'all kept it going and did a tremendous job doing it. I think Tim's got a question
Producer
here for you.
extraordinaire is coming online here.
Well, it was a free headset here. I was just thinking, I bet Bill Walton was a trip, pun intended.
He still is a trip.
Yeah, he is. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm kind of upset with myself because the boss of NBC at the time was a guy named Dick Ebersol.
Yep.
Yes.
And Walton wanted to come on television, and Ebersol said, "Nah, we're not going to touch him." Controversy follows him everywhere. The whole the whole Hearst thing. And I stuck up for him. I said, no. I said, give him a chance. He definitely is. He definitely is all about the money now. He wants to make money. He's not going to get radical on you. But I'll tell you what, I can't watch him. I don't know about you, but, he does the college games.
It's hilarious, though, because he talks about everything but the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, I so don't like that. It's like I had to, for a couple of years I worked with Barkley on TNT, and I couldn't take it. I'm just not that type. I'm serious about the game. Come with some stuff. Yeah, the game and what's going on around the game. And I wasted all my time contradicting Barkley. But I will say, though, that, by being that type of person, it cost me probably $10 million. So, but other than that.
But you stood by your principles and the way you wanted to do it, too. So, I mean, there's.
Yeah, but $10 million.
Yeah, but there's that.
Maybe more. We're talking a lot of years,
Yeah, a lot of years.
The only reason I left is because I couldn't get along with him. So and he's still there.
Yes, he is.
Well, now Ernie has to put up with him.
Now Ernie's got to put up with him. Well, Peter, it's been great talking to you.
Ernie was great. He was great to work with. I mean, a true professional. He doesn't get paid enough to have to put up with Barkley and Shaq.
Absolutely. Well, Peter, thank you so much for joining us, man. We appreciate your time. I know it's valuable.
Yes, sir.
And
appreciate you.
It's been good. We hope we can have you on again.
Yeah, anytime. Thanks a lot, fellas.
No, thank you so much, man.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Peter Vecsey from New York Post sports columnist and then everything else. NBA, whatever.
And Rutgers Hall of Fame.
Excellent. It's time to take a quick break. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on WKAC to Big 1080.
Accidents happen. It's a part of life. So next time a wreck is a part of your life, Sides Auto Body Repair is there to lend a hand. Since 1987, Sides Auto Body Repair has been guiding customers through the repair process with as little stress as possible, offering free estimates, a limited lifetime warranty on their work, as well as saving you the headache of handling the insurance paperwork. They're also ICAR Platinum certified and can boast over 60 years of combined experience. Call their Highway 72 West location at 230-6464 or Highway 72 East at 444-0729. Either way, call them first. Sides Auto Body Repair. If you're running out of space and a yard sale just isn't an option, Midpoint Storage and Buddy Box Storage gives you the choice. Midpoint Storage on Highway 72 East has traditional or climate-controlled units along with spaces for your boat or RV. Buddy Box offers convenient, secured, portable storage units delivered right to your home. They're both locally owned, too. Call 256-800-4249. Look for them on Facebook or online at midpoint.storage.com or buddyboxstorage.com. It's a win-win situation. Midpoint Storage and Buddy Box Storage. 256-800-4249. Quality Vinyl is on your side. Quality Vinyl in Athens has been in business since 1987, offering great prices and service the whole time. What has changed is the technology of their products. From vinyl siding and shutters, sunrooms and screen rooms, to doors, windows, columns, and rails. Quality Vinyl, located on the corner of Highway 72 and Reed Road in Athens, just 6 miles west of I-65. Call 232-2665 or visit them online at qualityvinyl.net. Quality Vinyl is on your side. At Hendricks Power Washing and Striping, your property is their priority. Power washing, striping, seal coating, crack filling, and asphalt maintenance, rain or shine, day or night. Call Colby for a free quote at 256-763-1740. Visit their Facebook page and see what they've done for other satisfied customers. Give your home or business that brand spanking new look, courtesy of Hendricks Power Washing and Striping. Licensed and insured, call 256-763-1740. Hendricks Power Washing and Striping.
Hey guys, this is Joanna for CEI Bookstore and Truth Publications. Many of you are searching for Bible study materials for your Bible classes. Our best-selling Bible curriculum, Discovering God's Way, is a reliable tool for teaching students of all ages through the Bible in its entirety. We're sure you'll love this curriculum, and if you'd like to see other options of Bible classes, we'll be happy to help you select from our topical studies. So stop struggling with the search and come by and let us help you select reliable and meaningful study materials for your class today. CEI Bookstore and Truth Publications, taking his hand, helping each other home.
The Bama Zach Memorial Scholarship has been set up to honor the legacy of Bama Zach Green, a huge fan of the Crimson Tide, along with Limestone County sports. The scholarship will go each year to a male and female athlete from Limestone County. Checks should be made out to Bama Zach Memorial Scholarship and can be sent in care of Garth Garris, 13833 Pinnacle Drive, Athens, Alabama, 35613. Donations can also be made in person at First State Bank of the South at 1319 Highway 72 East in Athens. Thank you for showing your support for local athletes by giving to the Bama Zach Memorial Scholarship. If you're looking to spruce up the look of your home or business, Usselton Landscaping can produce beautiful results, providing mowing and trimming, mulching and landscape design, brush clearing and tree cutting, drainage and water diversion, pressure washing, junk removal, storm and disaster cleanup, and many other services. Usselton Landscaping is a family-owned business focusing on building quality relationships with their customers. Visit their Facebook page and check out their work for satisfied customers, then call or text 874-1357 to see what they can do for you. Usselton Landscaping, 874-1357. Need custom screen printing or other promotional products? Got You Covered Screen Printing and More in Athens is, well, got you covered. Screen printing, promotional items, stickers, graphic design, vinyl for signs and garments, and other customized products. They also offer local pickup and delivery services, rush orders, volume discounts, and can customize any project to meet your needs. Got You Covered guarantees to get the job done and will work hard to make sure you're completely satisfied. Call today, 444-4500, or stop by and see them at 389 West Sandifer Road in Athens. Got You Covered Screen Printing and More. You're listening to the best of Tailgate Talk on 1080 WKAC.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cam Killebrew. If you know baseball, you know Harmon Killebrew. Cam is the son of Harmon Killebrew. Killebrew played with the Twins for 22 years, I believe. Nicknames such as the Killer and Hammer and Hank, or Hammer and Harmon. Sorry, I got the wrong Hammer in there.
Wrong Hammer, yeah.
But I used to watch your dad. They would do replays of the old home run derby shows.
Oh yeah, those are awesome.
And I believe that it was one of those shows was with Harmon, Hammer and Hank were both together against each other. So I mean,
that's correct. Yeah, there's one with him and Henry Aaron, Mickey Mantle,
yep,
Rocky Colavito, a few others.
Yeah,
that was a great series.
And nobody was in the stands, dude.
No.
It was just to close the thing off and had an announcer, and it was as boring as it could be, except the fact that it was Harmon Killebrew and these guys crushing home runs, man.
Pre-COVID times, and there still was nobody in the stands.
Exactly.
It was basically a TV studio in the old Wrigley. Well, they called it Wrigley Field in Los Angeles. It's where the Angels originally played before they built Anaheim Stadium.
What is some of the stories you remember from back in those days? I mean, your dad played till 75, so that made me 10 years old. So,
well, I guess I'm significantly older than you. Well, I have a lot of stories, and I don't know exactly what you're looking for, but I'm pretty fortunate.
Yeah, just talk, man.
I'm pretty fortunate because my father was very young when I was born, so I saw most of his career all the way through till he retired in 1975. In his last season, he played with Kansas City Royals. So he came up with the Senators in the 50s, and then they moved to Minnesota in 1961. So he played Minnesota from 1961 to 1974 and then finished up in Kansas City. So from 54 to 1960, he was up and down with the Washington Senators. So, yeah, I just have so many memories, so many great things, from World Series to All-Star games to, significant home runs and all kinds of things. I guess one of the best memories I have is when he hit a home run into the upper deck in Metropolitan Stadium in Minnesota, which was the first time that had ever been done. So that was a pretty nice day.
That's a
and
pretty good poke right there.
Yeah, it was a pretty good poke, 521 feet.
Ooh.
So, and that was pre-juiced up ball era. So,
Pre-juiced up everything era.
Yeah, exactly. Pre-juiced up everything. Good point. So yeah, that was quite a blast.
Yeah. Do you remember what kind of bats they swing? Was it just oak? Because nowadays you have 2 or 3 different kind of wood bats. And
yeah, I believe in those days he swung a Louisville Slugger, and I believe in those days they're made out of ash.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I know in the old days they used to use hickory, but I think hickory was a little bit heavier.
Right.
So he liked to, despite the fact he was very, very strong, he liked a light bat. He liked the bat that he could swing quickly through the zone. So he used a 32-ounce bat.
Okay. That is light.
It's light, yes.
Yeah. I remember not comparing Hammer and Harmon. Darn, I done it twice. I apologize, Cam. But
that's okay.
Chipper Jones would actually swing a heavier bat, so his swing would be a little bit slower, I guess. But I would like.
Yeah, I mean.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say when I played, I was kind of skinny, so I needed a light bat. I didn't any heavy bat. I'd be late on the ball.
Well, he liked a light bat so that he could wait till the last minute before he made a decision on whether to swing or not, and he could swing it quickly through the zone. So I know they talk about Babe Ruth using like a 50-ounce bat or something crazy. I don't know how he did that in those days, but he liked a light bat. And most of his contemporaries, like Mickey Mantle, used a real light bat. I believe Hank Aaron also used a very light bat. So, yeah, that's just what they did during that era.
Did your dad ever, I should have looked this up, did he ever have any World Series titles with the Twins?
Well, unfortunately, he got to the World Series only one time, which was in 1968, or excuse me, I'm sorry, 65. And they played the Dodgers, and they lost in the 7th game. And a guy named Sandy Koufax shut them out 2-0 in Game 7.
Wow!
So they came one game short from the World Series title during his playing time with the Twins.
It's one thing you know when you read on Wikipedia, you hear this or you hear that. This is one of the things in this paragraph said, despite those intimidating nicknames like the Killer or Hammering Harmon, he says he was really a quiet, kind guy. And they asked what some of the hobbies he had. He just said just washing the dishes, I guess.
Yeah, I've seen that before, and I don't know if he said that to be funny, but he was just a regular guy. He just happened to play baseball for a living, and when he was home, he was just dad, and he would wash the dishes, and he would vacuum the floor. He would cook dinner during the off season. He did a lot of cooking, and he liked to hunt and fish and do those things as well. But like I say, when he was home, he was just dad. And one thing I do remember, when he was playing, he would come home after a game, and you couldn't tell if he hit 3 home runs or struck out 3 times. He was the same every time, and I think that was really important to his success, because he never got too high, never got too low. Was able to shake off bad days and not get too full of himself when he had great days. And so I think that was the key to success, and I learned a lot from that, watching that.
Yeah, it seemed like he wasn't into that self-promotion like so many of these
Not at all.
These
Not at all.
years, these days.
That was not his. Exactly. Exactly. Never saw him argue with an umpire. Never saw him fight on the field. I saw him separate some fights or pull some people away, but he just he tried to play the game low key, play it right. Always worked hard. Was not self-promoting, as you say.
One of the things that I always love hearing stories, or even talking to some of the old ball players on here, is today's Major League game. If they had the strike zone that they had back when your dad played, this would be a totally different game today. I mean, the strike zone's the armpits to the knees. Nowadays, you have to throw one in a coffee can to get a strike called.
It's true. They used to call the high strike quite often when he played. And so pitchers like Jim Palmer, for example, was a high fastball pitcher. So he would throw those letter high fastballs with a lot of velocity, which is very hard for anybody to hit.
To catch up with, yeah.
And catch up, and those would be strikes. Well, now those wouldn't be called strikes. So you could lay off that pitch and wait for one that was easier to hit down in the zone, because it's hard to be quick on a fastball that's up in the zone.
Yeah. And he was also named to 13 All-Star teams.
That's correct.
What an era, man! What a.
Well, I think it was. I guess everybody thinks the era they grew up in is the best era for baseball if they're a baseball fan. But growing up in the '60s, like I did, I very much think that was baseball's golden era. A lot of great players. I was fortunate enough to see the best: Mickey Mantle, Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, those kind of players. So it was a great era to watch baseball and a great era to grow up, and especially growing up in the game like I did. So I was at the ballpark every day when I didn't have a game of my own. So I spent a lot of time watching baseball in that time.
You said a game of your own. Now talk a little bit about your playing career. Did you go?
Well, I played a lot of baseball growing up. I played all through college and was fortunate enough to be drafted by the Texas Rangers. Played a couple years in the minor leagues. But unfortunately, I didn't progress past that point. Had a few injuries to deal with and so forth. But it was tough to live up to the expectation having a father like that. But I played some pretty good ball up until that point. So I loved baseball. Thought that would be my career, but it just didn't turn out that way.
Didn't turn out. Well, what are you doing nowadays?
Well, I live in Atlanta. And I've been here for a number of years. I work actually in the automotive industry.
Okay.
Been doing that a long, long time. Work for a dealer group.
Okay.
So yeah,
in sales.
I've been all kind of management over a period of time now. I spend most of my time in the used car part of our industry, purchasing cars,
inventory,
selling cars, inventory management. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now it's a little difficult.
It's a little difficult.
We have some challenges right now.
That's the truth.
But it's been good. Yeah.
That's great.
Well, so many of the kids nowadays are, want to just zone in on one sport and just do that all the time, and parents are, encourage them to do that. Your dad, though, he was a multi-sport athlete and was encouraged to do that growing up.
Yes, when he was a kid, and myself as well, he played all three sports. He was an All-American football player. Matter of fact, he was going to go to the University of Oregon and play quarterback.
Wow.
Was also a basketball star. But he signed a baseball contract because, unfortunately, my grandfather, his father, passed away when he was 16. So, the family was financially in tough times. So they needed some help, and he got a contract with the Washington Senators, and he decided to sign that contract instead of going to college. So, but yes, back then you played three sports if you were a good athlete. And I think it was much better. These kids focus on one sport now. They play baseball year round. They all have Tommy John surgeries by the time they're 19 years old. So
that's the truth.
I just think that playing three sports is very important to progression for athletics.
Yeah. And travel ball is a totally different animal all on its own nowadays.
That's correct.
Yeah, that's true. So, one thing I want to point out here about your dad that's mentioned is that he became a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and he never smoked and he never drank.
That's correct.
Especially during that era, everybody
smoked and drank.
I mean, the stories that we hear about. So, another congratulations and kudos for your dad.
Well, I don't know if you can say everybody, but
not everybody, but we hear the stories. I'll put it that way.
You hear the stories. That's correct. But he didn't smoke or drink, and never heard him say a swear word.
I will be.
growing up. So that's pretty unusual for a professional baseball player. That's for sure.
Pretty unusual for everybody, buddy.
That's right. That's right.
I can't say that. Never mind. I'll just be quiet.
It's okay. It's all right.
Well, any other stories he might have told you that maybe you weren't around to see?
Well, I mean, there's so many interesting stories, but I guess the story that's interesting is he was 17 years old when he signed his first major league contract, and how that came to be. He grew up in a little small town in Payette, Idaho, very small town, and a senator in the state of Idaho had told the Washington Senators about this kid in Idaho that could hit the ball a country mile. So they sent a scout out to Idaho. His name was Augie Bluegee. He was a former Major League Baseball player. So he came out, watched my dad play in a high school game, and he hit a home run 450 feet. He went out and marked it off, stepped it off out into a sugar beet field, is where the ball landed.
We don't have too many of those down here.
We don't have those in the South.
No, sir.
But in that part of the world, they have a lot of them. So anyway, he marked that off, and he thought, boy, that's a pretty good blast for a 17-year-old kid. So he offered him a contract. And after he signed the contract, he got on a train to Chicago, where the Senators were playing the Chicago White Sox. And he went into pinch run of all things during the game. And so the very first game that he ever saw, major league game, he actually played in. So, having grown up in Idaho, he'd never seen a Major League Baseball game.
Wow.
So, yeah.
It makes me think of
Jerry Clower.
No. What's the movie? Tom Hanks. Gina Davis. League of Their Own, yeah.
League of Their Own.
They're going out and looking at the girls.
The milkmaids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want her. I don't want you. She's the one that can hit the ball.
Yep.
That's
and
good.
unfortunately, in those days, he signed a major league contract, a bonus contract, and so he had to stay up with the major league for 2 years. So 17, 18, 19 years old, he was on the major league team, and he didn't get to play much, which kind of slowed his development down. So after 2 years, he was able to go down to the minor leagues and get some experience.
Is that when he went to Chattanooga and played?
Correct. He played in Chattanooga, played in Charlotte, so he spent some time in the South.
Absolutely. Well, Cam, speaking of spending time, thank you so much for spending your time with us this morning.
Absolutely. Anytime. Enjoyed it.
Run out of time in this segment, and we want to thank you for talking about your dad, buddy. We appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Cam Killebrew, son of Harmon Killebrew, one of the best hitters to ever play the game. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on WKAC, the Big 1080.
This is Bella LaFontaine with Crown Service Termite and Pest Control. We take care of all the basics. We take care of cockroaches, ants, wasps. As far as rodents go, most places they'll trap or poison, and that's the end of it. What we do is we're actually going to find the entry points, and we're going to take care of that for you. We do a lot of work with a lot of realtors here in town to bring houses to the closing table. So one of the big things about us is that we're not a sales company. We are a service provider. So we're not looking to meet a sales quota. We're looking to get a house ready to go to closing and get our customers taken care of. This is Bella LaFontaine, Crown Service Termite and Pest Control. We are located at 3413 6th Avenue in Huntsville, Alabama. Phone number is 256-701-7095.
Local People's Gas Company in Athens and Ferguson LP Gas Company in Ardmore would like to wish all their customers a happy holiday season and thank you for your support this year. Remember, with Local People's Gas and Ferguson LP Gas, you always get the most value for your dollar, professional gas personnel who make safety a high priority, and you can always get in touch with them any day of the year at any time. Call Local People's Gas Company at 230-3600 or Ferguson LP Gas at 423-3320. At Hendricks Power Washing and Striping, your property is their priority. Power washing, striping, seal coating, crack filling, and asphalt maintenance, rain or shine, day or night. Call Colby for a free quote at 256-763-1740. Visit their Facebook page and see what they've done for other satisfied customers. Give your home or business that brand spanking new look, courtesy of Hendricks Power Washing and Striping. Licensed and insured. Call 256-763-1740. Hendricks Power Washing and Striping. If you're looking to spruce up the look of your home or business, Usselton Landscaping can produce beautiful results, providing mowing and trimming, mulching and landscape design, brush clearing and tree cutting, drainage and water diversion, pressure washing, junk removal, storm and disaster cleanup, and many other services. Usselton Landscaping is a family-owned business focusing on building quality relationships with their customers. Visit their Facebook page and check out their work for satisfied customers, then call or text 874-1357 to see what they can do for you. Usselton Landscaping, 874-1357. Need custom screen printing or other promotional products? Got You Covered Screen Printing and More in Athens is, well, got you covered. Screen printing, promotional items, stickers, graphic design, vinyl for signs and garments, and other customized products. They also offer local pickup and delivery services, rush orders, volume discounts, and can customize any project to meet your needs. Got You Covered guarantees to get the job done and will work hard to make sure you're completely satisfied. Call today, 444-4500, or stop by and see them at 389 West Sandifer Road in Athens. Got You Covered Screen Printing and More. Come see all your friends at Applebee's in Athens. 12 minutes guaranteed or it's free Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. 7 items to choose from. Can't make it for lunch? Visit them for happy hour, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. or late night. Half-price appetizers with beverage purchase, 6 appetizers to choose from. Call 233-4430 or order online at Applebee's.com and pick your meal up with Carside to go. Applebee's Neighborhood Grill, Highway 72 in Athens, just off I-65. Eating good in the neighborhood. Keep up with local school, travel, youth, and amateur sports throughout the week with a Play Action Sports Update. Listen weekday mornings at 7:30 and weekday afternoons at 1:30 and 3:30 as we bring you the latest scores, news, and announcements from Limestone County and surrounding communities. That's the Play Action Sports Update 3 times a day, Monday through Friday on 1080 WKAC. You've been listening to the best of Tailgate Talk. You can hear the archive of this and other shows online at tailgatetalk.net. Join us next Saturday at 10 a.m. Applebee's Tailgate Talk is a production of Play Action Sports on 1080 WKAC.